Welcome to Law Sessions. I am Jennifer Housen. In this law session, we will look at the contract law area of misrepresentation. What happens when someone says something to you that makes you enter into a contract with them? What are the repercussions? Well, what we will do in this law session, of course, for the next 4 segments is to look at misrepresentation, and then of course there is a law session immediately after that which looks at mistake. Now, quite often on examination papers what you get is a mixture of both misrep and mistake, and so if this is an area that you intend to review in advance of your exam, then certainly I think you need to take it on board with its twin, mistake. Alright, we will look at misrep, and let's start off with what is a misrepresentation for the purposes of contract law. Well, a misrepresentation is a false statement of fact or law. Now, I will be honest with you and say that I always had a problem with that, because if it's a statement of fact, how can it be false? Well, I'll show you in a moment, but certainly it does look at a statement being made of fact or law which is false. That's the way really to do it. So it's a false statement of fact or law which induces the representee to enter into a contract. Now, where a statement is made during the course of negotiations, as I mentioned earlier in terms, it is classed either as a representation rather than a term, and an action for misrepresentation may be available where the statement turns out to be untrue. So the point here is, of course, if you've already listened to the contents of a contract lecture, the point is that a term in a contract can be a term which gives rise to obligations, or it is a representation. If it is a representation, it does not give rise to any legal liability unless it turns out to be a misrepresentation. So if it is that it is a representation, then of course liability will attach. If of course